My name is Andrea and I am a member of the new Church of, what is it called? The new Church of Boulder Valley. And we never had much of a teen group for my older kids. There were a few people that led the teens, but it wasn't particularly consistent, and there were no additional activities beyond just the equivalent of Sunday school in church. So,
right.
Wendy Smith and I, probably about 5 or 6 years ago, decided that we wanted to really work on beefing up the teen group, and we really didn't have enough teens to do it. So we drafted some of the younger kids, including my youngest son Marcus, who was 10 at the time, into the teen group, and it was really chaotic for a while because we had older teens and then we had younger teens, including 10 and 11-year-olds, and it was very hard to hold it together and to try and figure out, well, what kind of a program can we do that will meet the needs of children who are 10 and 11 up to 16 or more. So that was challenging, and I remember many Sundays after teen group, one of the other teen leaders would ask, well, how did it go? Well, not so great. When things really started to move was when we had our first teen retreat. And this was Wendy Smith's idea, and she had a vision that we would do something akin to Maple Leaf, and we would do it for people who are connected with the new church west of the Mississippi. And that first year we had eight teens and 5 or 4 staff members, and I don't know how we pulled it off, but we had an amazing camp. And so that we call it Aspen Camp, and that camp has grown. Last year I believe we had about 25 people. I think when we started that camp, that's when things really started to move with our teen group, because they came back from that so jazzed and so connected to each other that it continued throughout the year. And some of that closeness drops off a little bit, and that's normal, but it still kind of was sort of the glue that kind of kept us going. And pretty soon we were adding additional activities. We'd get together with the teens more regularly, not just on Sundays, but for other events. About 2 years ago, we started a monthly program that was on a Saturday night, and it would include a short worship. It would include lots of games and lots of food, and all things that the teens were enjoying a lot. And I think the effect of it has been very positive for the teens, and I know we've had some really positive feedback from the parents of the teens that this has made such a difference in their teens' life. We are just real with the teens, and we encourage them to be real with us, and we talk about every subject imaginable. Things that might be considered taboo, we tackle that stuff, and we talk about it, and put it in perspective of what does the new church teach about this, and how can we, for example, how can we avoid getting into drugs or other things that might lead us astray. And the teens, they just feel like they can come and be real with each other and with the leaders and talk about the things that concern them. And they have a support group. They have a support group that's really real, and it's not fake. It's just something that really meets their needs. Another thing I'm really excited about with the teen group is that it's the transition from teens into young adulthood. And we lose some of our young adults in the church. And I think having a strong teen group where they feel not only connected with each other, but they're also connecting with the adults of the church, and they're welcome to participate in the adult life of the church as well, and they're sort of guided towards that, and I just think it's going to have a positive impact on their staying connected to the church, having this strong connection while they're teens. It's a lot of work, and the teen camps, the staff, we work very hard to put it together and to put together a really dynamite program for the teens. And we come back and we're exhausted, but it's just so worth it because I guess it's just hard to express. But when you here's an example. When I have a teen come up to me and greet me and be glad to see me at church. That's so rewarding to me, and it makes me really feel like, okay, something really is happening here. It's not it's just not one way, us to them. They're really feeling that community. We grew from about 8 when we started, whatever it was, 6 or 8 years ago, and we have, if you counted everybody that has maybe come to a program, like we have a teen kickoff event in the fall where we welcome in the new teens, and we have some cool ceremonial stuff. It's like a rite of passage. They get to be in teen group now. We had about 25, and on a week-to-week basis, we probably have as many as 14 that come on a Sunday. And they all encourage each other. They text each other, "You coming to church?" And you know, my youngest son is saying, "Mom, we better be going to church on Sunday." And I love to hear that. Well, we have our regular teen group at the same time that the other children would be having Sunday school. So it's during the church service.
Okay.
And then in addition, we have a once-a-month program that's planned out, where we have a worship service, some sort of a project. We have lots of games and food. And then and something new that we've added this year, that's every month. And then in between months, we have teen hangout night. Now that we have our new teen space, we really want to utilize it. So we have the teens come, and that's more informal. We just have a few parents that come and chaperone, supervise, and then the teens come and they just watch a movie or play games. There's one teen that is very different than the other teens, and I think he struggles a little bit in his school because he is so different. And over the years, we grew to love this boy, and all the teens have sort of embraced each other. I mean, it's not always, you know, that warm, fuzzy feeling because they're teens, but overall, they've come to accept this boy and welcome him and accept him just for who he is. And I think he feels very close to this group, and I think that's been an important happening in his life. Get something started, even if your numbers are low. If you get a couple of parents that are committed to doing it, and keep it a consistent thing, that the teens know every week there's going to be something there for them, I think it's going to grow. One of the things that I've learned to do as a leader of the teens is to really go with the flow. And I had to let go of the idea that this is Sunday school and we're here to learn about the Lord. We are here to learn about the Lord, and we do have that as a focus. But if it veers from that and it focuses more on maybe an event that's happening in the world or some subject that the teens are particularly concerned about, and we don't end up talking about the Lord that week, I've just learned to relax about that and to recognize that in the overall scheme of things, we are teaching them new church doctrine and focusing on the Lord whenever and wherever we can. And how much of it gets in, I don't know, but there's something about the community that is as important as focusing on the Lord, for them to feel that sense of community in this very safe setting. So I've learned to let go of, okay, we've got to make sure that we get these ideas pounded into them, that I don't worry about that so much. And I just go with the flow, and if somebody says, I really want to talk about ghosts, so okay, we'll do a lesson about ghosts, and they were all really fascinated with that, and it didn't very much focus on anything, from the new church. That was probably one of the ones that was more kind of out there. But